baby, we're back. Alright guys, this is my 79 Ford Bronco that, if you guys know the channel, there's like 50 episodes of me building this thing. It's pretty good. Now there is some problems that have come up in some different areas, not to do with restoring it, but to get it running right. The problem is vapor lock and a battery that's just draining super fast. The other day we went for a drive. My battery was at 100%. I checked it, made sure it was topped up, fully charged. At the end of 4 or 5 hours, it was down to 30. It's either my alternator wiring. It's not the battery's good. So something's happening. I also have a kill switch in there for stuff like that. So I know it's off properly, but something's happening with the power. But there's also the problem with when it's really hot, my fuel starving in the carb. So I went out on a 35-ish degrees Celsius. It was boiling and I stopped to get groceries and it wouldn't start. It was the battery at 30% charge, so it was slow crank. And then the fuel wasn't there, but then it cooled down, the fuel came back, and I got a jump from somebody and it worked. So I think we start with the battery first, because it might not be this, but it is definitely something wrong here. So I'm gonna start by throwing the bat ski in. See, I have a multimeter and I want to test our alternator. All right, so right now we got a 12.5 on the multimeter. What we're producing once I fire it up here in a sec. How fast she fired up there. She runs so well until it gets hot, and battery, fuel issues. But it fires up, baby. She loves it. Alright, we're at a 12:31, so we're not charging at all. We're still at a 12:31, so that tells me the alternator isn't doing anything. Now, that could be my wiring, which is entirely possible, or it could be the alternator itself. The alternator's new. That's good to know though, that's a good start. Looking at my alternator, I actually got a reman one, so there is a possibility that this thing ain't working right. I also think I kind of want to do a one wire. So guys, I ordered a one wire alternator and we will be replacing that. But first we're going to replace this carb spacer with a plastic 4-hole carb spacer, which will be better for my setup anyways. And it's plastic, so it's vented, shouldn't let the heat through as much. So let's go ahead and pull this off. The reason I'm doing this, guys, is because the aluminum spacer actually lets the heat rise, whereas this plastic keeps the heat from rising to the carb. All right guys, so I got my carb off. You can see just out of the way here. It looks like I'm running a single intake, but I have a dual plane intake manifold. So I upgraded because I heard it's better to run the 4-hole on the dual plane, according to all the research I've done. But I've watched a bunch of videos. It seems like it's just better in general for what I'm doing. This might be better for like racing, but that's not what I'm doing. So I'm gonna be throwing this on, plastic spacer, so heat resistant, and a 4-hole setup. This is just what I had when I was putting it together. I didn't know that it made a difference at all. I'm gonna strip it of the spacers and the gasket, and we're gonna put the new gaskets on. Should be running a little bit better. This mod was very simple, guys. It took no time at all, and I think it's just a good idea to keep that heat down from the fuel so it doesn't boil when I do turn the Bronco off after driving it for a while. We got this all back together except the air filter. All my lines and stuff hooked back up. These are fresh gaskets. The Bronco, the first time around, I used what I had, which were not fresh gaskets, and they were the big hole gaskets. So 4-hole gaskets on, plastic spacer on. We should have less heat going to the carb. Okay guys, we got our hands on a Tuff Stuff 100 amp alternator with the V-belt pulley. Literally just the red to the starter solenoid. I'm gonna be using 8 gauge. I think that's totally fine. I'm going less than like 2 feet here. And then it also has a grounding tab, so it says to put 10 gauge to the engine block or frame, so we'll do that as well. Let's go ahead and take off the old guy here. Undo this guy. Bob's your uncle. Alternator is super easy to remove. 2 bolts, it's done. But the problem I made here was I actually took all the wiring out with it, which is something you shouldn't do if you have this 351M. So I will explain to you guys in a minute why, and my vehicle wouldn't run or start at all. All right guys, so I got my old one out. It is a Reman AC Delco, so it's like the cheapest one you can get. As you guys can see, all this wiring comes out with it. So we don't need any of this anymore, which is nice. You guys can see all the stuff on the back. And this guy is literally just the one red wire. It's that simple, and the ground. But just that. That's it. Let's go ahead and throw this in, see if we need to clock it. Installing the alternator is the exact same, super simple. 2 bolts, tighten the belt, and then put that red wire to the starter solenoid. So on the instruction, guys, it says run the ground to the frame, the engine block, or the battery. I actually chose to go to the battery because I'm right here anyways. So I thought might as well. Good connection that we know is really good. And I just got it, you guys see there, just on the side. So we got our red hooked up to the solenoid, and we got our black ground hooked up all the way to here. And let's see if we are now charging the battery. All right, I got my keys. That's obviously a big part of this operation. Nothing in the way. Okay guys, I got her fired up and I figured out why it wouldn't start after I did all that work. I'll show you guys in a second, but what I want to show you guys is check this out. Look at that, guys. 1-wire alternator in. We're now charging the battery. Awesome. Tuff Stuff, baby. We are charging, and I'm hyped with that because that means we're not going to be stranded, dead, needing a jump anymore. If you guys saw, I actually took out all my wiring. This is the 1-wire. This thing's working great. Nothing to do with this, but if you guys are doing this on a 351M, so this is what I got, and this from my experience, you cannot remove the whole like harness situation. It would not run until I put this back on. You need that on there. So I took this off, I took these plugs off, and I took the actual alternator wiring off. As you guys saw, I took it all out, assuming we didn't need it because that's what everybody else does. But I think on this certain engine and on my Bronco, you need that to stay plugged. Definitely need this still on there. You cannot take this off, or else I literally had no power, guys. I had no headlights. It was completely dead, the truck. Nothing, no crank, no nothing, until I plug that back in. That's just a tip if you guys are doing this on the 351M. But guys, that's gonna do it for this video. We got the battery now charging with the 1-wire alternator, and we should have a little bit cooler of a carb fuel bowl from now on with the plastic spacer. So I'm hoping this makes it run better. I'll let you guys know when I do take it. I'll get some footage for you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you got any questions about this install, let me know. It's super easy, but just don't unplug those wires. Unplug the alternator, but don't take out the whole harness like I did. Other than that, it would have been super simple. Like, it's easy install. So guys, we're back. I'm excited to be back, and I'll get some more footage of ripping this thing. Thank you guys so much. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.